What's going on, fellas? So, the other day, I had a date and I got flaked on it. Surprising, right? Yeah, even I get flaked on. So, what happened was I met this girl online on Instagram, um, and then we hit it off. We started talking, this, that, and the other, and then we set up a date to go get some ice cream and watch a movie after. Back to my place. And even the day of the date, I hit her up the morning. I was like, hey, so I'll see you tonight at 6 o'clock at this place. She's like, yeah, yeah, sure. And then I said, hey, you're not one of those girls to be flaking, right? On the last minute. She said, oh no, of course not. 4 o'clock comes around, or 5 o'clock comes around. I send her the address, no respond. She deletes me. Big deal. Now that automatically took me to another incident a couple years ago, where I got so butthurt that I hit her up on Facebook. She deleted me from Instagram and Snapchat, so I hit her up on Facebook and I sent her this long, nasty message. And you know what she did after reading all that? She said, "Oh, big boy, somebody hurt your feelings, or oh, you're not used to taking rejection." Ha ha ha. She laughed. She laughed at me. Fellas, not only females, but nobody really cares about your feelings, except guys who've been through this with you. And even though those guys are still living in a blue pill world, guys have been screwed over so many times and they still live in the blue pill world. Do you know why? Because they keep telling themselves that, oh, I just haven't found the right one. They keep believing onto this fairy tale BS that everybody feeds them. So they keep going out and keep trying instead of learning the red pill knowledge and using it in their life to make improvements. So only guys like us, red pill aware men, is who's really gonna care about your feelings, who's really gonna understand where you're coming from, and who's really gonna be here to look out for your best interest, to help you navigate through this life. And there aren't a lot of us. There aren't a lot of us. That's just the harsh reality. That's just the ugly truth. Is that most guys still live in a blue pill world. So what happens is, when you encounter 95% of the population, they don't care about your feelings. So don't show it to them. Even your girlfriend, even your wife don't care about your feelings. So don't show it to her. This is where the phrase "be a man" comes from. It's not necessarily saying that you need to oppress your feelings, or you don't need to face your feelings. That's a different thing, okay? You facing your feelings by yourself, you embracing the sadness, the depression that you have, is different than running away from them because nobody cares about you. You should embrace your feelings. You should cry it out. You should let it all out. You should go and hit the punching bag, hit the gym, let all the anger out. But just know that telling all of your stories to someone, even though it might feel good to yourself, won't feel good to them. They're gonna ask themselves, what? What's wrong with this guy? Why is he acting like this? Because that's just the norm, fellas. People look at us that we're supposed to be the dominant role. We're supposed to be the protector, and we're supposed to not break down ever because we're robots and we're Iron Men, right? And on the same note, they want women to be vulnerable, and they want women to be open and caring, and other people caring for women and their feelings and their emotions. But at the same note, at the same time, they want equality. Explain how that makes sense. So it's sad to see that how many guys don't have an outlet when they face something hard in their life and they take themselves out. So many guys have done that because everybody turned their backs on them. Everybody said that, hey, you just have to stick it out, you just have to suck it up, you just have to be a man, you just haven't found the right one. It's probably your fault she's not happy, it's probably your fault she cheated on you, this, that, and the other. And guys just can't take it anymore and they check themselves out. When in reality, we have feelings too. We feel things too. Maybe we don't show it the same way women do, Or maybe we do, just not in front of other people. Maybe we do cry when nobody's watching. Why? Because we have been told and taught this, that from our early childhood, that men are not supposed to cry, men are supposed to be strong, and this, that, and the other. And I agree with that. I do agree with that. 100%. Which is why I'm telling you guys not to let it out in front of other people. Which is why I'm telling you guys not to let it out in front of people who don't care about your feelings. Let it out in a positive way. Or even if you have to cry it out, cry it out. Go somewhere where nobody's watching you. Go somewhere where you have one friend with you who is a red pill aware man, or who you know you can really count on. Somebody who really means a lot to you and you mean a lot to them. And there aren't a lot of people like that in our lives. I have maybe one or maybe two friends like that in my life. That's it. For the majority of the part, all the things I face myself. And I do embrace my hard times. I do embrace my negative emotions. I do embrace my lonely times, my down times, my depressed times. And I talk to myself sometimes, man. If that's what you have to do to let it out, do it. Whatever it is you have to do. Sometimes I take a motorcycle ride. Sometimes I go to the gym. So just know that whatever outlet you have to find, go and do it. But checking yourself out from this world is not one of them. It's not an outlet. It's not an answer. That's taking the easy way out, in my opinion. And there's so many people out here who actually care about you, fellas. In this red pill community, it's growing. I know it's growing. And I know for a fact that every single one of you out there would love to reach out to someone who you know is going through a down time and needs somebody's encouraging words. Somebody who needs to know that somebody else is out there who cares about them. That's just the power of red pill, is that we understand each other's pain because we have all been through it, or we have seen somebody go through it, and now we can help each other grow. This is a very positive movement that's going on, fellas. Contrary to the feminist movement, which has done nothing but caused chaos and trouble in men and women's life. Look at these women today. They're lonely, they're insecure, they're depressed, they're unhappy. And they thought they would have figured all of it out by the time they hit 28, 27 after they graduate with a degree and go to their job, right? Where did all that dream go? Right down the gutter. So fellas, just know that you all need to be stoic. Don't let her see your emotions. Don't let her see any emotions, positive or negative. If she flakes on you, if she cusses you out, if she tries to shame you, just keep her in red. Leave her in red. Don't say anything. Be silent. The power of silence is so much greater than we know, than we think. It can, not saying anything can say a million words sometimes, most of the times. So when you think to yourself that I'm going to tell her how I feel about her, I'm going to confess my love to her, don't do any of that. Instead, you should be turning her on and let her feel those butterflies for you, and then let her confess herself to you. And even then you don't open up to her. Even then you don't tell her about your feelings. This is why I said don't tell her about your positive or negative feelings. Even then you keep her guessing about where you guys really stand, because that's when the chase keeps going, and that's when she's gonna stick to you. When the chase stops, when she knows that when she knows where she stands with you, when she knows where you guys stand, everything will stop after that. Nothing more interesting happens after that, from that point on. I don't. So with that being said, fellas, just know that at any point, at any given time, at any point in your relationship with a woman, should you look weak, should you look vulnerable, you always need to stay stoic. You always need to stay in your masculine frame. This is why channels like Better Bachelors have created, because After knowing all of this, after calculating all the pros and the cons, we ask ourselves, is it really worth it? Like, I'm a human being. I'm going to slip up eventually, and I'm going to let her see me weak. And then she's going to lose respect for me, and she's going to start shit testing me more. And then I'm going to have to go through that ponytailed show all over again to get her respect back. Is it really worth it? Well, I can't answer that for you. You have to find it out on your own self. You know, some guys have chose the monk mode, completely checked themselves out from all the women. Some guys are doing pump and dump. Some guys are doing rotations. Some guys are still doing marriage and relationships, medium-term relationships, long-term, whatever it is. I respect all of it except marriage and long-term relationships where you are now who you were when you first started dating her, where you're changing to become somebody less masculine, somebody less competent, when your potential starts to go down. Because that's inevitable. If you're in a long-term relationship, you're not going to be able to focus all your energy and time into your purpose. Your woman is going to take it away from you. Even if it's 5%, she's going to take it away from you. And that 5% is a lot when you're just now on your purpose and you haven't reached to the potential where you want to be. You haven't reached your maximum potential. Even 5% is a lot at that time. That's why I'm against long-term relationships, cohabitating, and marriage. Outside of those three, whatever route you take, I completely support you. I understand where you're coming from. I understand your reasoning behind it, why you chose that route, and I completely support you 100% if you're not blue-pilled. Blue-pilled or purple-pilled, I don't support those. Because, I mean, if you're in blue-pilled, we're not even on the same side of the equation at all. We're in completely different sides. So there's not even any point arguing with you about this. But if you are in a purple pill mindset, then at that point you're just settling. And I can't really respect you a whole lot on that because after knowing all the cons of the marriage, right? Like, it's not that she's going to take you to the divorce court, but it's the fact that she can. Even after knowing that, you still get down on that road, dude. That's not very smart. I can't really respect you a whole lot on that. Even if you go black pill completely, I understand that to a certain extent. But purple pill and blue pill, no. Now, I talked about this before. If I do find the right one, I will settle. I've said this before. But I never said where I would settle. You know, let me break down the purple pill a little bit more, okay? When I say that I don't respect guys who are purple pill, what I really mean is that if you're in a situation where you know that if shit goes south, you are more prone to get run over, you are more prone to lose all of your stuff than her, you are in a disadvantaged position, then I can't respect you. But if you're in a country where the laws support you after the divorce more than the women, and you go into a relationship with a woman or marriage situation with a woman at that point in that country, that's a different story. But I'm talking about the West. I'm talking about the Western civilization here. So I just want to clear that thing out because a lot of purple pill guys, because most guys are purple pill still, if you think about it, because they find the red pill and they still tell themselves, you know what, I understand women's nature, this, that, and the other. I still want to have somebody in my life. And I get it. I understand that urge. I understand it completely. But I also know that you haven't completely accepted the red pill. You haven't gone through all the stages and completely accepted it. You're still on the bargaining stage. Once you accept it, you'll tell your own self that, man, marriage, what? Here, especially in the West? No way. Maybe you'll go out and find alternate routes of marriages. Maybe you'll go out and live somewhere else where the marriage laws aren't as skewed as they are here. Maybe you'll marry somebody there, leave them there, and you live here and you go visit them every few months or so. There's alternatives. There are all sorts of alternatives, and every single alternative has pros and cons. But if you're a complete purple pill in the States, knowing all the risks and still jumping into the fire, if you're one of those type of guys, no, dude, I got no respect for you. I got no love for you. I got no sympathy for you, because Me and other content creators like us wasted so much of our energy to tell you, to give you the red pill information, and you still go and act stupid like that. If you go in a long-term relationship, at least that's still better than a marriage. But if you go all the way to marriage, dude, come on. Come on, man. What are you doing? Again, it's not that she's going to take you there, but it's the fact that she has the power to take you there. How does that make you feel? It makes me feel like a bitch. And I'm still putting myself out there? What does that tell me about my own self? I don't even have respect for myself at that point. Then how can I expect somebody else to respect me? If knowing that I'm going to make myself look like a bitch, I still go into that situation. Anyways, had enough of that. Hope this video made sense, guys. The moral of the story is, don't expect her to care for your feelings. She's gonna want you to expect. She's gonna want you to expect her feelings. She's gonna expect you to care for her feelings. But when it comes to you, there's always gonna be a double standard. Always. Regardless of what feminism is trying to say, that everybody should be equal and this, that, and the other, they're never gonna be equal. Even guys, they don't care about your feelings. So keep it to yourself. Find some good outlets, positive outlets. Find some good role models, some people who really care about you, and keep those people in your life. High quality, high value people. Hope this video made sense. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video to your friends. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.